Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zank here, and today I'm bringing you Game 2 against Ryosuke Kosuge, the finalist from Worlds in 2013, and the guy that got 5th at Worlds this year. He was the 6-0 undefeated CH, so he's a really good trainer, and we're good friends. So we played with our Worlds teams after Worlds, actually, just casually. Obviously nothing on the line, but it was a very fun set, and, it features both of our Worlds teams, which are actually very different from each other, and I think it's a testament to how exciting the Worlds teams really end up playing out. Of course, Ryosuke actually went 6-0 in the actual tournament, and he finished 5th overall, so it was a huge honor to battle him. He's proved himself to be one of the best players in the world, especially in Japan, and yeah, it was an exciting matchup. In the first game, I was able to overwhelm him with Trick Room. I just kind of faked out the Aerodactyl, assuming Taunt was coming. Hariyama was able to tank a Draco Meteor, set up Trick Room, and basically just went from there. So for the second game, I anticipated he'd probably focus on the Mawile more, so I actually brought both Rotom Heat and Ferrothorn. Did not choose to bring Kangaskhan because in a best of 3, of course, you have to make the adjustments accordingly. You see he's got Aerodactyl, Hydreigon, Mawile, and Garchomp. The two he'd not bring were Charizard Y and Mamoswine. So without further ado, let's actually get into this battle. Now, I know that if he basically leads with anything other than the Mawile, I'm perfectly set. In the first game, I was very happy to see the Aerodactyl and Hydreigon lead. That helped me out a lot, and Hydreigon is actually a really good Pokemon to face since my entire team just shuts it down pretty hard. So he goes with the Aerodactyl and Hydreigon once again, and I go with Hariyama and Gothitelle. He probably does not expect my Gothitelle's Eevee to survive the Dark Pulse 100% of the time, and he goes for a Protect on the Aerodactyl, most likely conserving the Focus Sash from my Fake Out. He does go for the Dark Pulse this time on Gothitelle, and I just remember his reaction when he found out that I survived with 9 HP. He was freaking out, and obviously I'm very happy because now Trick Room's going to go up, and I'm in a fantastic position. Now this following turn, I go for the Close Combat onto Hydreigon, getting the 1-hit KO. Obviously, I don't want another Dark Pulse coming my way. And with Gothitelle, I could have done two things. I could have rested, but of course his Aerodactyl actually has Unnerve, so my rest Chesto Berry would actually not activate. So I decided to just go for the Psychic because I basically locked what I needed to. I got my Tailwind up, Trick Room up, excuse me, and I beat the Hydreigon, which is always, nice because it's such a powerful hitter. He goes for a Rock Slide to knock out my Gothitelle and do average amount to my Hariyama. So the game is now tied at 3-3, but of course I've got a huge advantage with Trick Room up. I'm going to bring in Rotom Heat here as he brings in his Mawile. Now, one of the good things is because his team revolves around Tailwind, the Mawile is actually relatively speedy, meaning that Hariyama can underspeed it because of Trick Room. So, I know that I can just safely close combat the Aerodactyl and Overheat this following turn without much risk. Of course, I do risk him switching in to save the Garchomp in the back, but I really don't mind that. I also know his Garchomp actually does not carry a Lumberry, so I can safely Will-O-Wisp it, because he was running Choice Band with 191 HP, so semi-bulky Choice Band Garchomp. Neither of his Pokemon protect here. I do get the knockout with Close Combat onto Aerodactyl, despite being at -1. He goes for the Play Rough onto my Hariyama, knocking that out, and it is basically a 2-on-2 right now, but Rotom, of course, is going to get this Overheat and is going to knock out the Mawile. So, really quick game. I basically knocked out 3 of Ryosuke's Pokemon in 3 turns, set up Trick Room and just go from there. He probably could have switched into the Garchomp, but, once again, this game was rather casual, and of course, I knew I had Ferrothorn in the back anyway, and once I saw, he actually had no way to beat Ferrothorn, I knew the game was actually pretty much over. One of the really cool things about this team was if you beat the Fire-type user or the Pokemon that has a Fire-type attack, the game is actually essentially won, because with the Smart Ferrothorn, you can just Leech Seed and go from there. For example, his Mawile wouldn't be able to touch my Ferrothorn. Garchomp, of course, could Earthquake, but even with Choice Band, had I hit my Leech Seed, it would not have been a 2-hit KO. And at this point, he's got no way to actually win because, he has the Earthquake if he wants to KO Ferrothorn at a reasonable range, but I can just Gyro Ball and Will-O-Wisp. And, he didn't switch mainly because probably he knew he would be able to get burned, and he knew that would be a free slot to target, so he didn't even go for any Protects. I think just Trick Room was such an overwhelming matchup for him, so I'm able to actually 2-hit KO him with Gyro Ball after burning him. So a really quick 2-0 win for me there. And so I take the set 2-0. I think it's also a testament to how good Trick Room is if it played correctly, especially when your opponent doesn't have a counter to it. Of course, Ryosuke's only counters to it were, 1-hit KOing the Trick Room setupper with his Specs Hydreigon and Ban Garchomp and using his Aerodactyl to taunt, but because I had Fake Out support from Hariyama, I was able to shut that down immediately, making sure he actually would not be able to prevent my Trick Room from going up. So it's one reason why I like my team so much, and my team was actually pretty a hard counter to what he had, and, it's a shame we couldn't actually fight at Worlds, but in the end, I'm glad that we did. I think it's an exciting set. It just shows you the amount of options in VGC 2014, and Trick Room is still very viable, especially if you've got awesome users like Hariyama or Gothitelle, which most people didn't expect at first. So I hope you guys enjoyed that game and enjoyed that set. I've got plenty more of games saved against really good Japanese and Korean players that took place after Worlds. I'll be showing you all of those in the next upcoming weeks, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, of course, if you enjoyed it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.